Mansfield at quarter time. So there's a big blow to the Bombers. A lot of injuries this year. Kicks down towards the half-forward line where it's been marked by O'Donnell. So the skipper kicks a high ball back inside the centre square. Steinford went the big fist from behind. Mansfield been pretty handy across half-back. Happy to see the ball trickle over. So Mansfield on screen, twice All-Australian. Picking up Blake Carosella. So the Bombers need a goal just to lift the confidence. Terry Wallace said at quarter time, the first time this year, they've gone goalless in a quarter. So Danaher is on centre wing. Lloyd makes the lead. It's been ignored. Lucas as well. So now he kicks down. Lloyd. Second time, take two. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Hocking. Always strong at ground level. Their playmaker comes back to Steinford. Puts it straight over the line. And they'll toss it back in.
And it's always an interesting decision, that one. The handball went from Carl Steinford. He was going inboard, and maybe sometimes when you're under that much pressure, you're better off just wheeling around onto the boundary side and kicking the ball long.
So the throw in eventually over the back to Hocking. Feeds on out well to Scholl. Across the ground, gaining a little bit towards goal, but eventually the bounce takes it further away. Stoneham overruns it. Pryor to Moorcroft. The left foot looks for Fletcher out wide. It floats in the wind. Bounce doesn't favour the big Essendon player. Sanderson coming back towards the boundary line. Lucas turns, appeals. Not deliberate. Throw it in, please.
Well, you can see the wind rustling the jumper there of Brenton Sanderson, and a number of the players are really putting their possession for their club at risk by going with big long kicks, and that last one towards Barry Stoneham was a point case.
So the smaller players do the ruck work on that occasion. Probably in the end show their lack of skill in that area, and the ball will be thrown in again. Stephen King and Peter Somerville standing off the contest. Now they're approaching it. They will do the ruck work. Fletcher's in the front position. Somerville down. Hocking well read. Spun out. Floats a handball over to Steinford. Onto the left foot towards the wing. McGrath front position. Takes it on the second grab. Hocking again. Involved the cross half back. Adventurous one to Scholl. Tripped by Jason Johnson. Free kick.
Well, it's a pretty interesting handball, that one from Butter. Not sure why he had to give it rather than kick, but nevertheless it's down there.
Scholl around towards half forward. Burns bursts onto the ball, runs on, keeps it low, rams it into the post.
Well, Geelong continuing their errant goal-kicking ways now. 3-5-23 to Essendon, just a behind. But once again, Ronnie Burns, he could have run in. It is a blustery day. No kicker's a certainty here. And he ignored the John Barnes option.
Uncharacteristic miss there from Ronnie Burns.
Just tried to float it though, didn't he, rather than kicking it?
Kept it low, but still hit the post. That's where Geelong is very good. They get plenty of numbers. Scholes at ground level, he was caught. Steinford had it, lost it. Fraser started on the bench. Back to the half-forward line. Graham, just with physical size, then was able to paddle the ball out. Finally comes to Johnson. Kicking has been a bit down, but this time he finds Fletcher. So a little bit over-anxious, the youngster, sometimes in this game. But he looks like he's a player. He's had a bit of the ball already.
That's 6 disposals to this day, Jeff.
Dustin Fletcher. A young veteran of the Essendon side. He's been pretty accurate this year. He's kicked 6 goals, 1 directly in front. The Bombers have got their first goal on the board.
So it's 23-7 here at the MCG, and in reality, the Bombers needed to get something out of Dustin Fletcher because they've invested heavily by having him up in the forward line. They compromise their defence, and if that is to pay off, then he has to come up, take these marks. He's up against a smaller player in Sanderson. He's got to go back and kick the goals, which he did just then, but you would think that he'd need to kick 4 or 5 to justify this move.
So Essendon's first goal at the 5.5-minute mark of the first quarter through Dustin Fletcher. Geelong now still lead though by 16 points. Somerville and King, perhaps King, but then it was Danaher, and then it was Tanner who turned it back towards the Cats' way. It's at half forward. Wellman charging towards the ball. Good give by Denham. Heffernan long towards half forward, over the top of Lucas. Charged down by the Geelong defence. Linking again with the handball. Steinfurth didn't quite get to Riccardi. This has given Essendon the chance to turn it around. Fraser quickly onto the boot. Shea Cockatoo Collins floats, misses. Lloyd works it. Buick attacks it. Geelong hover behind him. They clean up through Graham. Actually kicks it pretty much into Lloyd on that occasion, so it's still deep in defence for Geelong. They're under pressure here, this way, that way. Great work from Shea Cockatoo Collins. Sat on there by the Essendon player. Very good smother there. Shea Cockatoo Collins, time on the interchange bench in the first quarter, now back wanting to do better. Umpire Sheehan bounces the ball. King in. Flicks it over the back. Boundary throw in.
And a lot of people would be arguing that that is deliberate, out of bounds. And KB, you're on the rules committee. What would you say?
Look, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt there. Jared, doing a bit of ruck work on the boundary line.
So Essendon with a chance. It's now within 15 metres of their goal. Steinfurth. King, the quick kick on out. McKinnon in front of Heffernan. Denham. Heffernan again, good handball to Lucas. He wants his left foot, he's got his left foot. He wants a goal, he's got a goal! The first 2 goals of the second quarter to Essendon. And they're back to within 10 points.
And that was an inspirational goal from young Lucas. He really conceded that he didn't have the right foot, and he just made some space on the left. We'll have a look at him there, just trying to get himself onto the left foot, and that he did. He's a big kick when he gets a run at it. They just play with them a little bit, Geelong, so they've kept the door open for the Bombers, and they've just put one step through it.
That's by 10 points. Lucas has now kicked 19 goals for the season, so he's a mobile goal kicker. Lynch on the burst, out of the centre square, kicks to space. Now the kick is going to Ronnie Burns down the field. He's already kicked one, chips it into King, clever play. You see a lot of the ruckmen pushing down deep into the forward line this year.
Bit of a win, isn't it, Jared? The compensation selection for O'Reilly going to Fremantle for this young man.
No doubt.
So King, you can see the ball holding up, so it's a chance for the high flyers. Colbert was there at ground level, pounced on by Buick.
Great kick to Gary Hocking.
It's coming back because Hocking went down behind the play. Barnes comes in.
I'm just wondering if
it's been reported.
Yep. It was a trip by leg. And umpire Chris Mitchell has declared that that is intentional, so not only does he come up with the free kick, he also gets 50, and Dean Wallace cannot believe it.
I think John Barnes perhaps should be on the rules committee there, Kev, so I think he was explaining to Dean Wallace exactly what the ruling was.
Of course, we can't show the replay because there has been a report that the umpire was straight onto it.
Will bring up the Cats' 4th goal. So 29 plays 13.
Well, that was an interesting one. Just on my first thoughts, I didn't think it was intentional, but it was only out of the corner of the eye that I picked it up. So it'll be interesting to have another look at it after the incident has been shown to Neil Busy and the crew to have a look exactly at what happened there. But certainly a goal that Essendon could ill afford to give away. So
umpire Sheen puts the ball down right in the centre circle. Geelong have answered with one of Essendon's 2 goals in this quarter. Riccardi's kick taken by Wellman at half-back. Brings it back inboard. Pryor wants to keep it moving. Does so with a handball to Wallace. The crowd welcome Wallace. Here it is to Fletcher. Sits up. Misses it. Graham at the back. Shaycock to Collins. Right foot. Bounces out wide. Johnson's an opportunity. Good body work there from Mansfield. Sheer experience there, being able to step out on the left foot now towards Hall. Takes the mark. Long half-forward line pushing up into defence at all opportunities, giving it numbers. Kilpatrick. Now, pretty ugly-looking kick towards McKinnon. Colbert out into space. O'Donnell. Lynch will take him. No, he doesn't. Handballs over the top to Cransberg. Running off Barnes. Left foot inside to Fletcher. He has space. Goes on towards Fraser. He has pace. He should tuck it under the arm, go. Settles over the ball. Kicks well. So Fraser's first, Essendon's third.
Yeah, good finish there by Mark Fraser. As we've just said a number of times, swirly conditions, so he did well to spear the ball and keep it low. But it was great defensive work by Gary O'Donnell initially. Got it off to Cransberg, who peeled off from John Barnes. That set up the transfer of play across through the middle of the ground through Fletcher. And a great passage of play by Essendon. Perhaps their best passage of play all afternoon.
Bombers again creep within 10 points. Somerville on the tap. Young Heffernan started on the interchange bench with the Cats to the half-forward line. There's Wallace. Good one-hander. Done quite well so far on Barry Stoneham. Just had the 2 kicks. It's been in good form, the Cats skipper. Ball tumbles down. Colbert tried to take it on the half volley. Lynch with good hands. Rockets it back to McGrath. So some rebound off half-back. Kicks the ball wide. Should set it up for Cransberg. It wasn't a good kick. But great play by Scholl. He's come all the way down. He's got a loose player. Long raking handball. He's looking for Hocking. Buddha couldn't get there. Wallace did. He was caught high. And since he's been reported, Dean Wallace has been fired up. Goes wide. Johnson trapped it. It's over the line. So Essendon fans starting to find their voice. Dean Wallace starting to find a bit of form. 85 AFL games, but only a handful since they won their last premiership several years ago. Denham gets it out to Wellman, who just placed the ball onto the ground. So the Bombers looking a little bit better. McGrath across half-back.
Tim McGrath just taking control, a moment there to settle the side down. Decides to go long towards Barnes and Cransford. Barnes, superior judgment in the windy conditions, takes it to Kilpatrick on the run. He kicks very well to the top of the square. Hocking couldn't take it. The road there is Burns to Tanner. No, they lost control. Buick breaks out with it. Away he goes. 9 goals on this ground last year against this team. It kicks into the forward line, but Geelong defence very, very stout. The mark played to Tim McGrath, rightfully so. On out to Scholl. Doesn't sit well for him. Gathers it inside the line. Steps back around. Short. Sanderson. Control kick now towards Hall. Got away there from Wellman, perhaps too easily. Looks on. Perhaps 100 yards out from goal. Now kicks to the Burns. Moorcroft. Moorcroft very good. Strong defensive work. And deliberately towards the line with a strong thump.
And Geelong are playing that possession game all over the ground, but in particular from centre forward. And the blustery conditions, I think, are really working against them.
So Barnes just drops it down to the front. Cransberg follows through to take it from the ruck work. His kick out towards Denham and Kilpatrick. Riccardi comes to join the party. In actual fact, spoils the party. Comes away. Banana kick, Tanner under pressure, couldn't take it. Free kick to Tanner.
Great work from Peter Riccardi. First of all, by wrong footing all opposition, and I think his teammate went on to the right side, most anticipating him to go to his left boot, and then a check side pass to Grant Tanner.
So he's going to kick from some 55 metres out. And he kicked the 1 goal for the year back in round 15. He's had a go at it. It's going to be a contest right on the line. Somerville doesn't take the mark. Not paid by umpire. Danaher has to work it alone. Does so to Denham. His short kick over the top to Moorcroft. Plays on. Now confronted. Has to hold up. Kick to nowhere. Kicks out into space. McGrath couldn't take the ball. Fraser to Lucas on the left foot. Kicks on towards half forward. Fletcher couldn't take the bouncing ball. Mansfield's back there. He controls the ball, brings it back towards the members' side.
So it's a transfer of play. He finds Big King. He'll be keen to feed it off. He's got Graham loose. He's come all the way down from full back. Now can go short to McKinnon. Gets good support from Hall.
Oh, why would you do it?
So a silly play by McKinnon.
But good play, Wellman.
The free kick is going to the Bombers. So Denham across to Cransberg. Non-stop action. Once again a poor kick and shoal. Winning plenty of positions in defence. Certainly is a springboard of attack for the Cats. The Riccardi, a thumping kick deep into the forward line. Lynch was a high flyer. Here's Buddha hocking at ground level. The champ. Beaten this time by Danaher. Does well. Lynch couldn't trap it. O'Donnell did, then lost it. Danaher once more under pressure. Heads towards the boundary line and Heffernan takes it over. It's pretty tight in the clinches.
It was, and Chris Danaher took perhaps a little bit of a risk by just handballing blindly towards the Geelong goal. You'll often find a Geelong rover lurking there.
So Barnes takes the free kick.
Barnes is the player that gives them the height in the forward line. So they've shifted quickly Barry Stoneham down from centre-half forward down into that full forward line. Because this ball you would expect will drop on the line.
He kicked an unbelievable goal in the first quarter, John Barnes.
Just waiting for an option, but finally they're all closed.
So from just outside of 50, unloads a big bomb. He's been marking that last line of defence by Somerville.
Actual fact, Jared Somerville dominated the mental duel there with King. King unable to sort of get and draw Somerville away from that contest. So just a little bit of experience showing there in the favour of Peter Somerville.
Somerville's had 3 possessions and 2 marks. King's had 9 possessions and 4 marks.
No doubt King's had the better of the duel at this stage. Lucas trying to make a yard, a metre, but can't with 3 Cats hanging off him. Scholl the last one of those to let go of him.
I just saw Scholl drop a mark. Generally he's got very sure hands, but conditions pretty tough, and it's making for a pretty scrappy game at the moment.
Umpire Chris Mitchell bounces it. Denham, kick goes nowhere, so he burrows in again with Lynch. And nothing happening there just at the moment. So Essendon 3-1-19, trailing Geelong 4-5-29. So Essendon with 4 goals this quarter. Certainly an improved performance from the first quarter. Once again, neither ruckman clears the area, so the little blokes have to do the work. Riccardi does it with a quick kick out into space. Hall judges the very high ball well. Looks on towards the forward line. Stoneham a bit of a token lead. Now this one's a little bit more fair dinkum. He'll get it too. No, well short. Long way short. Burns now. Tanner. McKinnon. Buick feeds on outboard to O'Donnell on the left foot. Hard up against the line. Kicks on out, but again, there's no Essendon player there. 2 Cats. McGrath takes the ball. Feeds back inboard. Now there's 4 Cats. There's a litter of them. Hocking on the left foot. Tosses high to centre-half forward. Lucas strong in defence. Good mark.
Very impressive young player, Scott Lucas. Kicks the space. Finds his youngster, partner in crime in Lloyd, a long way down from full forward. Finds Fraser. He's covered a lot of territory. It's come from the other side of the ground, the outer side, puts it up, looking for Fletcher. Scholl couldn't take it on the second grab. Somerville driven to the ground by Sanderson. Caracella, some nice work. So a chance for the Bombers. Kransberg, second grab. Well, he can kick a goal, Peter Kransberg.
That's putting good pressure on Barnes there, taking him down there.
Kick 12 for the season. He's had a lot of injuries. So Kransberg from inside 50. Just pushed it left. So big disappointment there for Peter Kransberg. 20 plays, 29. Cats by 9 points. Just over 5 minutes of action left in this second quarter.
As Kransberg and Barnes make their way to the other end of the ground. They've pulled up just halfway. Barnes might even lurk out for a long Ben Graham kickoff. No, goes to the other side. Finds Tanner. Wastes no time. Feeds on wide out to Steinford. His kick's good towards Lynch. He has the box leader against O'Donnell. O'Donnell bodies in very well, wins the ball. Loose one, springs on out. Ball to King, to Burns. Steps around. Ronnie's on the left. There it goes. Umpire's ball. One behind.
I reckon that kick in from Ben Graham would have got the old-timers just rubbing their hands. A long bomb to the centre of the ground. I remember coming here in about 1943 when you were playing, KB, and Dick Clay used to kick those to the middle of the ground regularly.
That's one of the new tactics that's just come into league football, kicking the ball along to the centre of the ground. I wonder who invented that one.
Dick Clay, he just about did with the drop punt to the middle. Or was it just a 14-year-old's impression?
No, he was a great kick. So Buddha Hocking, edge of the centre square. Now having a run on the ball. Mansfield's been outstanding across half-back. This is a poor kick. Lucas, actually not enough talk from his teammate there. Pryor dragged the ball underneath. So a high ball from Riccardi. Moorcroft comes out, shows courage, punches the ball, but now his opponent is loose. Ronnie Burns to Barnes. Danger here for the Bombers. Good play by Stevenson, went for the boundary line, and a player is down, a Geelong player.
Yeah, I can't pick him, KB.
So there's bad news.
I'm looking
the Cats. They're bringing out the stretcher.
I can't find Stephen King. Yes, I can.
King's there.
I think it may be Tanner. Is it Grant Tanner? Yep. There it is. There it is, just tangled up in the Pryor attempt to get the ball is Grant Tanner. And he goes. Crowd at the MCG hitting just now seeing it on the scoreboard. And you do always physically cringe when you see those incidents. You would hope it's not too serious because he missed the 1994 grand final through injury. Sat on the bench in 95. He's served the Cats quite well over his 3 years there, and there it is, just there. Pryor in low at the ball, but Tanner standing upright.
Well, it looked so much like Joel Smith's last week, didn't it?
One of the things, I think, Jared, is just that there is a real strong commitment at the ball by all players now. I mean, there's no real concern for your own physical well-being. Here's Pryor, just eyes for the ball. Look at them, both boys going for Tanner perhaps going just to toe poke it on out, while Pryor went in with his body.
Well, look, I think what's going to happen in AFL football is to get rid of these types of knee injuries, we're going to have to almost penalise any player that dives on the ball. And we've seen it twice in 2 weeks. Players trying to throw themselves on the football, catching other players below the knees, taking them out, and in effect, he's out for a season, you would think, at least.
So Hall to Steinford. So So the Bombers run a lot of pressure at the MCG. They trail by 10 points. Caracella, one of their youngsters to Heffernan, and it's been deemed a throw. Umpire Sheehan just going through the motions. Says, you shoveled it out, son. McKinnon. It's been a great pickup from the Adelaide Crows. He's 21 years of age.
Yep. Good forward and back. Gives him pace and a pretty good shot at goal. This will test him, however.
So the Breeze has just been holding it up. It's right on the goal line, and Barnes has got it. That's added a new dimension now to the Cats side with Barnes coming back. He was out for that long time with that broken arm. But all of a sudden, with Stonen down there and Barnes, got that extra tall option with King in the ruck.
Rather optimistic, I thought, John Barnes walking directly out from goal. He's going to end up just about on the boundary line. So he's about 30 yards out from where the umpire wants him. Round you come, Johnny. In fact, I think the umpire's even being a little bit generous putting him where he is.
I think Chris Mitchell eventually gave up on the task.
So he's going for goal number 2. This to put the Cats in front by 16 points. It was touched.
That is ridiculous. That is just unbelievable.
Now goes Barnes from Wallace. Now it seemed to me that Wallace just ran straight in front of the kick.
Well, he was 3 yards away when the umpire called play on. He's got to be given a 10-yard space. That is just unbelievable. I'm surprised it's not a 50. Let's have another look. How can Wallace be there?
Well, you see, Barnes didn't even deviate. He just ran straight into the goal. It wasn't as if he went right to open up the angle.
Well, that is a disgraceful piece of umpiring.
I find it unbelievable that an umpire can allow that to go on. So the Bombers, this might be the lifter. Denham bombs it long, inside 50. Fraser, good at ground level to Fletcher. This could be a turning point. Caracella, and a free kick, it's going to Fletcher. So all of a sudden, this could be a 2-goal turnaround.
This is quite incredible.
I mean, generally, if Barnes had been on the boundary line and had have ran out to open up the goals, of course it's play on. You've got every right to come across. But to just run in front of him as he's running to kick the ball was incredible. Fletcher, 45 metres out. Listen to the Essendon fans. He's bombed it through. Two goals to Dustin Fletcher. And there's one for talking football on Monday night.
I think that Robert Walls is going to have a fair look at that one. And so will Lee Matthews and Mike Shearn, of course. That was an incredible decision from Chris Mitchell. And, well, it's quite baffling. Nevertheless, you've got to go with it. The umpire, the goal umpire, in fact, didn't want to give a decision. He was waiting for the umpire to give 50 metres. However, well done to the Bombers. They certainly made the most of it. And now we've got a game on our hands.
5 points is the difference. KB, you were saying that could be a turning point. That could actually be a turning point for next year. If Essendon can get up here now, get a little bit of rolling towards the end of the season with this young group of players that Sheedy's got under his control.
Well, a turning point for the Geelong side. They want to finish on top. It's pretty cramped up that top end. They don't want to drop a game.
There's a lot to be lost here by Geelong.
Colbert's coming off. And Jason Snell coming on. Had 5 kicks last week in the last quarter and booted 5 goals.
So King and Somerville again. King over the back to Lynch. Wallace. One of the keys in this second quarter revival to Essendon.
Well, he's given us some thrills and spills today.
Has. Now he's let go a big talk. It's gone 60 metres towards centre half forward. Caracella bursts onto the ball. Feeds out to Fletcher. He's kicked 2. He's gone for the banana from 60 out. He's kicked 3.
And the Bombers are in front. Well, Dean Wallace, he's been very good in defence. He's done a couple of incredible things, including that John Barnes shot for goal, Jared.
Yes, well, He got himself reported just to throw that into the mix. But here's the investment. This is the payback from Dustin Fletcher to Kevin Sheedy in the coaching panel there. Stuck him up forward. 3 goals to half-time. Maybe some more. He's actually dragged Barry Stoneham down from centre-half forward. And the Bombers in front by a point.
And we just saw a shot there of Kevin Sheedy.
Dennis, it's been Somerville who's gone to the Somerville who's gone to the forward lines. Lucas into the ruck.
Well, here's Buddha Hocking. Read it well out of the centre square. A quick reply maybe for the Cats. Wellman did well. Snell on the ground. Danger man. Stevenson over the top. He's going to pick him up. Here's Snell. Oh. Back to Barnes. Quick snap. Across the face of goal. Pryor, a push out. Did it well. Ronnie Burns, maybe a bit of magic. Now you see him. Now you don't. Ronnie Burns. Quick snap. Magnificent snap into the goal line. Taken by Kransberg. Bang. Belts the ball out of defence. A wobbly old kick, and it's been marked by Riccardi. Thrills and spills here at the G. So Riccardi. The ball has been holding up in the breeze outside of 50. He's a thumping kick. Just puts it through for a minor score, and a lull comes over the ground.
32 points apiece.
Maybe some intrepid video buff could bring out the best of Dean Wallace. Be a bestseller amongst the Essendon supporters. Kevin Sheedy would buy a truckload full of them.
I reckon Mill Hanna would feature. 1993 grand final.
Boris Buick brings the ball back inboard. Really misses the target he wanted. Heffernan charges through, applies a great tackle there on Kilpatrick. Barnes flicks it out the back to Scholl. Handball, good as always. Hocking, good vision to Lynch. Plays on, pushes out wide. Here's King. Squeezed on 50. A funny little kick towards Hall, but Hall has time. Space on the siren. Floats it across 1 point. Geelong lead by that 1 point at half-time. A quarter in which Essendon came out and kicked 5 goals to the Cats just the 1.
Yeah, great comeback by the Bombers. They made a couple of positional moves that got themselves going. But they've won the ball out of the centre pretty well. And I think as much as that, though, Geelong have wasted opportunities up forward. They've been intent on over-possession of the footy, as Gary Hocking, the reluctant skipper, as KB described him. He takes control there in the middle of the ground, just as they're waiting for the skipper, Big Barry Stoneham, to come through. And here's the brains trust. Terry Bright with Gary Ayres, the coach. And they would be still flabbergasted at that decision. They want to know what happened to the smother. Why did Johnny Barnes get 50 metres? We're going to have to wait to Talking Footy to find out.
Well, there's Johnny Barnes on screen. He's booted a couple of goals, and he's figured in an incident which will be talked about for quite a long time. At half-time, the Cats, 4-9-33, lead Essendon, 5-2-32.
MCG, where the difference is just 1 point. Geelong scoring that right on the siren at half-time. So the scene is set for a very interesting second half. Riccardi first out of the centre bounce with a long left foot, probing into the forward line. Stevenson, the thump. Burns does the roving. Moorcroft wins out somehow, works with O'Donnell, with Wellman, the short chip kick over the top. It's going to fall to Hocking. A prolific possession winner during the first half to another one in Scholl. The right foot. This is the true centre forward position. Barnes flies. Denham. Pryor. Backwards to Wellman. Short kick in towards the true centre position from behind. Mansfield interfering there. Free kick to Fraser.
So we see Danaher in the hands of the trainers. So the Bombers go forward and Lloyd's got it. Won't be able to get the distance from there. The ball has been holding up in the breeze and pumps it to the goal square. Backing back was Lucas, trying to crash his way through for the Cats with Scholl. They pile on top and we've got a ball up. And the Cats by 1 point. 33 plays 32. Danaher's up.
Matthew Lloyd, who we just saw getting a mark and kick, Has been relatively well held. He's just had 6 kicks, yet to kick a goal, but you would think he's going to play a part in the second half.
King with good body work, got put up. He's had 16 possessions. One of the greats. 4 times best and fairest winner with the Cats. So close to the Brownlow medal on numerous occasions. All-Australian. King thumps the ball. Moorcroft. He's had a great duel with Ronnie Burns.
You'd nearly give it to Moorcroft at this stage, KB. But when it's Ronnie Burns, anything can happen.
Well, that's the beauty about Ronnie Burns. You're never quite certain when he's going to kick 2 or 3 goals. Might do it in a 5-minute burst. Burns tries to kick it off the ground. Moorcroft, desperate.
Without taking anything away from Gary Moorcroft, I think it's fair to say that Ronnie's had opportunities to kick 4 or 5 goals in the first half.
It's a big ask for the youngster.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great experience for him. And
just playing his 9th game, his 8th for the season. Jay Cockatoo Collins puts it over the line.
But in fact, Ronnie Burns' afternoon has in fact reflected Geelong's. They've been very wasteful in front of goal, and they have allowed Essendon just to fight back. They left the door open at quarter time, and through came the Bombers.
So it's 13 effective scoring shots to Geelong to 7 to Essendon. So there is a dominance there, but it's not yet there on the scoreboard. Free kick by Brian Sheen.
And when you let a side get a sniff and kick 2 or 3 goals in a row, they come out after half-time believing that they can win.
So here's Essendon's opportunity, but Ben Graham standing strong at centre-half back, takes the Fraser mark. Surveying his options with the drop punt. Goes long, great kick to Barnes. Only had a metre on Cransberg on that occasion, Barnes, but Graham hit him. Kicks towards the half-forward line. Great work there by Snell. A fine young player he's proven to be. In his 5th game. What an impact on a game he had last week in a 10-goal last quarter to Geelong. He contributed 5. He's going to kick from 55. It's right to the square. Pushing, shoving, ball over the back. Buick feeds it back out to the front. McKinnon slung, kicks on the sling, kicks it behind.
Well, they must have a lot of respect for the kicking capacity of Jason Snell, the Cats, because as soon as he took that mark on the 50, the skipper instructed him just to go back and have a shot. So there aren't too many players in league football that you'd be confident that they all convert from outside the forward 50. And whilst he didn't, he certainly did it well last week.
Barry Stoneham hasn't had an impact yet, just the 2 kicks in the game so far, playing on Wallace, who certainly has had an impact for various reasons. Denham around the corner, good bounce, hits 50, Graham, good tackle by Lloyd. Jay Cockatoo Collins, quick, gets it back to Danaher, wants to fire off the hand pass, comes to Fletcher, kicked 3 goals in that second term. Danaher does well, caught by Kilpatrick. It's a loose ball, Colbert goes to the ground, been on and off the interchange bench. Graham, short kick to King, who thumps the ball back inside the centre square. Buick can set it up. Good play. Finds Caracella. And the Bombers trail by 2 points. What a good year, Blake Caracella. 14 games this year. He's kicked 19 goals. He's a fine young player. This to put the Bombers in front. Trail by 21 points at quarter time and 1 point at half time, and he's pushed it across the face for a minor score.
So Caracella, who has served a long apprenticeship with the Essendon Reserves. Grant Tanner on screen. The most unfortunate accident in the second quarter there with Michael Pryor on crutches with a knee injury. Kick out, and now Essendon have to work it back from the wing position. O'Donnell, long on the right foot, it's all Cats. Brenton Sanderson. Goes on to McGrath, feints the handball, now he's out for the kick. To Burns, well up the ground. The in-turn out to Colbert. Just strolling through half-back, some heavy shepherding behind by Burns. It's allowed to go on. But Colbert is somewhat distracted perhaps, and poor delivery. Bransford takes the ball. O'Donnell switching in towards the centre. Lucas needs to keep the ball going. Does it on his own on the left foot. Eventually along. Fraser's got the sit from behind. Got it.
And that was good play then by Lucas, because at one stage it looked like he wanted to give the ball off, but then kicked it a good 55 metres, and all of a sudden it's in the danger zone.
Well, that's that new tactic that you were talking about in the second quarter, KB. The long kick, putting pressure on the forward line.
I read about it in a 1920 journal.
Did you? Well, it's certainly taken a while to catch on, but it's with us now. Mark Fraser can go back and can kick his second goal. He came onto the ground when Joe Mercedes went off at quarter time. He kicked a very good goal in the second term. And this to put the Bombers in front.
So from 25 metres out, Mark Fraser directly in front. He's got it for him, his second goal.
Well, once again, it was a disposal error by the Cats that allowed Essendon in. Lee Colbert was bouncing the ball out along the members' wing, and he had no one to kick it to, and he just went for the long bomb. It went straight to the Bombers, and Lucas's kick was a good one. Mark Fraser didn't panic. He knew that Mansfield was coming back. He just raised the knee and took a very good mark.
So the Bombers by 5 points. Cats on top of the AFL ladder. The Bombers 15th. Somerville. Hocking knocked off the ball. Buick, the playmaker, dumps the ball long. Another chance for Essendon. Oh, Graham, too strong that time for Lloyd. At ground level, Caracella, quick hands, cockatoo. Collins goes to ground on the burst. Lloyd, desperate at ground level. Caracella over the top. Once more is Graham. And we've got a ball up. So the Bombers sensing maybe a bit of an upset. Goalless in the first term. They trail by 21 points. They now lead by 5 points. We've played just on 9 minutes in this third quarter. King been sharked, trying to crash his way through as Fraser just shoveled the ball out. It's been picked up.
So Scholl takes the resultant free kick. Works with one of his co-defenders in McGrath. Goes in towards Lynch, couldn't complete it. McKinnon lost it underneath himself. Mansfield gathers it, does a little bit of a buckho on Fraser. The umpire decides to come in and bounce the ball eventually. Maybe a little bit too simplistic, but they are coming out and kicking a little bit longer, the Bombers. And that puts immediate pressure on the Geelong defence in closer to the goals, where early in the game Geelong were able to begin their repels from across half-back. Now they're being forced to do it from deep in defence. Lynch, Steinfort, Kilpatrick, kicks in, all well judged. Little give here, Wellman's gathered it, the switch is on to Big Somerville. He's got it. He's only got King confronting him. Little hesitation, kicks long. Fraser is not going to make it. Sanderson.
I thought Cockatoo Collins could have ran harder towards the boundary line to give an option, then used the pace because he's super quick.
Lynch now. He's a long way up. It puts it right into the dangerous position in terms of Essendon defence. Snell curls it back. Back it comes right to the line. Just the one behind.
Well, there's a pretty good match-up in the middle of the ground between Sean Denham and Glenn Kilpatrick. And Kilpatrick, with just 8 possessions, is being well held by Denham. He's pretty good at his job, of course, Denham, but that's where the Cats need a lift, in the middle of the ground now.
Wood Hocking to McGrath, goes short, McKinnon. So the lead is on from the skipper, Stoneham. Kicks a shocker, because the lead was a good one. Only had to hit his target because he was well clear, short to Lucas. So the Bombers on the rebound, he's caught, went off his line, caught.
That is a huge flaw in that boy's game just at the moment, Jared. Just his real want to get onto the left, and that's what caught him then.
Yeah, a little bit of a lack of awareness there. He's always going to come around onto that left foot, but you've got to be aware that once you walk off the mark, unless you've got some space, you're going to be under some pressure. And I think it was just his keenness to play on that got him unstuck there.
Lynch just wobbles it off the boot. There's a good strong mark to Steinford. Well, what's important for someone like Lucas is that they've got to get back from the man on the mark
Quickly.
If they give themselves a bit of room in that time it takes to get back, you can actually sense what's around you. Steinford, tight angle. He's threaded it through. So the Cats back in front.
Well, they desperately needed that one. The Cats have, after quarter time, they haven't played great football. They didn't make the most of their opportunities in the second term. They really could have blown Essendon out of the water, but they didn't do that. They were involved in one of the most bewildering umpiring decisions seen this century. More of that, I'm sure, during the week. But Carl Steinford, an excellent goal.
So Geelong back into it after Essendon have kicked the last 4 goals of the match. Last 3 of the second quarter and the first of this third quarter. They surge forward again. Sanderson's handball out, intercepted by Buick. Here's rebound footy. Needs to keep it going. Caracella steps around, does well. This is a great pass. That is great straight football. Fletcher doesn't mess around. From 50 to Lloyd. Got him. If you were to draw a direct line from full back to full forward, Essendon followed it then.
Well, if Michael Mansfield, I was going to say, had any brains, he could have done a Dean Wallace and just ran in and smothered the ball.
Seems to be open slather today. And that decision we were talking about, of course, was one where Dean Wallace smothered the ball of John Barnes after apparently just being allowed to encroach when players aren't allowed to encroach. And there was a 2-goal turnaround in the second term, which has been the pivotal moment in this game.
So Caracella, 19 goals for the season. He's kicked 20. The Bombers back in front.
He's a very good player, Gerard. Blake Caracella.
Yes, I think that Kevin Shirley will have him chained to a weight over the summer period. He is going to spend a lot of time in the weight room, so don't be surprised to see him pale-faced adios at the end of at the start of March, because he won't be seeing too many sun rays. He's got a lot of talent. He's got a good frame. Just needs some muscle around it now, so he can perhaps even become a centre-half forward, a high-marking and a mobile centre-half forward.
45 plays, 41. The Bombers back in front. King versus Somerville. Riccardi started well. Wild hand pass. Lucas does well to fire it off the cockatoo. Collins to Denham. So the ball tumbles down to 50. Fletcher out hard. Got a bad bounce. Scholl, Mr. Dependable, tries to set it up to Sanderson. Goes to ground by Denham. Good tackle by Caracella. King couldn't get his boot to the ball. The Bombers going in hard now. It's a good contest.
Right at this stage, you would be suggesting that Essendon are playing a fair bit better at the moment. And whilst they're battling away, they haven't got a lot of their match winners in. They're looking pretty good.
They looked to be off the pace early in the game, but the Cats, even though dominating the play, just really didn't put the score on the board. McKinnon. So Stoneham gives a long lead from the goal square. He's going to be the target. Lacking a little bit of confidence. That could be 50.
So Barnes doing interfering in the marking contest. Lynch claiming he didn't hear the whistle, and away he goes. There's the little push on Cransburg. So umpire Brian Sheehan, one of the most experienced men umpiring AFL football, at no hesitation applying the 50-metre penalty. So Cransburg from virtually the centre of the ground kicks in. Scholl in the front position. Handballs on out They're not hitting the targets as well as they were early in the game, Geelong. The pressure from Essendon forwards has dramatically increased.
And the Bombers have grown in confidence through the day, whereas Geelong have lessened their attack on the football and lessened their confidence, and now their skipper is coming off the ground, and Barry Stoneham will be looking for maybe a little bit more mobility. And David Minch, well, not so much more mobility, but just a fresh face down in the full forward line. The Bombers now think they can win the game.
The ball bounced 25 metres out from their goal. McGrath just shuns Moorcroft away, but the kick doesn't clear the area. O'Donnell, forward handball to Fletcher. 3 goals in the second quarter. Top of the square. Geelong defence under the pump. Shea Cockatoo Collins can't get through. Scholes tackle. Play on's the call. Now they can. Missed by Caracella. Collins just trying to dance his way virtually through the 10-metre square there. Ben Graham takes the resulting free kick out on the full. Kicks long as he generally does. Hall misjudges the flight. Wellman flicks back towards O'Donnell. Hall again with Patrick. Hustling, bustling, pulled off the ball. O'Donnell, great little push to Pryor. O'Donnell's work has now opened Essendon up here. Buick needs to come back inboard, drags around. Caracella has to take it, does. He was propped underneath, knew they were going to come, but stood the ground.
Wellman has come all the way down from the back line. Clever play, he'll run into an open goal, should bang it through. Bombers, 10 points in front. Well, that was very clever play by Wellman. Seized the opportunity.
He's got good vision, Blake Caracella. When you give him an option and provide a target, he generally finds you.
And 8 of the last 10 goals now have been kicked by Essendon.
You just may be able to have another look at Shea Cockatoo Collins. I just thought he may have been able to make it a little bit more simple for himself and just go onto the right foot, but he took on Brad Scholl, one of the best tacklers in the business. And it would have been a delightful move had it paid off.
Well, there's been a 31-point turnaround since quarter time. The Bombers 10 points in front. Knocked forward by Heffernan, Steinford to McKinnon, so the Cats come forward. In front, Wellman's just kicked the goal, the confidence is high. Danaher back to Cransberg, kicks the ball wide. Great kick to Moorcroft, back to Heffernan. So the Bombers, their confidence soaring. Lloyd gets good support from Cockatoo Collins. Their tackling, their harassing has gone up. You can see it, they're causing turnovers. Cockatoo Collins can feed the ball off to Pryor. Just outside of 50, a long bomb. Fletcher's in front, goes to ground, he's got the free. Well, a break opening up here for the Bombers. He booted 3 goals in the second term. So Dustin Fletcher going for goal number 4, and there's no doubt about that free kick. I think you said at the start of the game, Jared, he had to kick 5 goals to compensate being out of defence.
And the way he's travelling, he's going to get probably a couple more than that.
Fletcher, oh, it's a poor kick, a wasted opportunity.
Dustin Fletcher really missing a chance that perhaps he should have taken. Just didn't look as confident in the approaches he did earlier. Now Geelong with the opportunity. They've worked it around the outer side to Mansfield. The in-turn to Lynch. The short, mobile centre-half forward that Gary has been using the last couple of weeks. Burns, cutely out in front. Mensch. Spins around Steinford. Some 60 metres out from goal. Here's the Barnes lead. Good reach, John Barnes. And a fair clip under the ear to Peter Cransberg from him too.
Been a good player, Steinford.
Was a great play by Carl Steinford. Thought he probably took a little bit a risk here, Johnny, with that one. Nevertheless, the umpire wasn't onto it, but you mentioned Carl Steinford, 10 kicks and 9 handballs. Started off on Joe Masudi and shaded him in the first term.
So Barnes has kicked 2 goals in both of the last 2 games. He won in the first. So going for a hat-trick of 2s, and he's got it. Not. He has given them an extra dimension up front, being able to lead and also take the longer kicks into the square. Wallace goes long to absolutely nothing, and Derek Hall takes the mark. 50-game player inboard to Graham. Not a good kick from that player. Wobbles. Kranzberg meets it. Denham. It's in tight. Rebounds back to Denham and Kranzberg as well. A little bit of misunderstanding through the Bombers here. They can't get the ball away. The umpire comes in to bounce it.
If you had to put a rating on the intensity of both sides, KB, out of 10, how would you rate Essendon?
Oh, well, look, they've gone up immeasurably since that first quarter when they didn't put any pressure on the Cats at all. I mean, at the moment, they're at full ball, no doubt about that.
And Geelong?
No, a couple of points below, although we just saw a great passage of play then with 3 smothers in a row, so both sides realise that it's desperate stakes time. Here's a chance once more. Heffernan, the youngster, playing his first game, comes away and kicks towards the centre wing. I mean, the pendulum has swung Essendon's way. At the moment, all of a sudden, things are going their way. They've come from behind. They're 10 points in front. They've got the momentum. But a goal can swing it back. King. This time by Somerville. Hall. Very good in the first half. Moorcroft. Done quite well on Ronnie Burns. It's been an interesting duel. Hall once more. 8 marks. It's about his average. So strong overhead. Pumps the ball back. Oh, this is a great kick. They can raffle it. And a good effort by Moorcroft. I thought he made good contact. What do you think, Jared?
Oh, well, I'd like to have another look at it, KB, before we give the definitive
I thought
decision.
his hand hit the ball.
And I think you're spot on.
And he made good contact, and he actually turned himself in the air as well, so he didn't face Mensch front on. That was a bit tough on the youngster. So Mensch has just come off the interchange bench, replacing Stoneham. It's up and under the ball. The distance is there, though, and he's kicked it.
Geelong had 2 players about to swoop on that loose ball anyhow, so probably a goal was going to result. But David Mensch, that was a good conversion. Kicks from around the 50 today with this blustery wind have been at a premium, and he just showed everyone how to do it. He gave it a nice old thump there, hit the Cats. Well, they're not back to their best at the moment, but they needed that goal.
They're clawing their way back into the game. 4 points now, they still trail Essendon. Centre of the ground. The Geelong strength is centre bounce clearances, but that's been dried up. Lynch takes it, breaks, went for Burns. Moorcroft did enough to turn it away. O'Donnell steps up, gets out, kicks long. Centre of the ground, Caracella, body work. Lloyd went to give it to Caracella. He decided he didn't want it. Does it on his own, round on the left. Not a good kick. Not a good kick at all towards Lucas. McGrath back inboard. Enough time and space to have a bounce. Short towards Lynch. Graham floating down the ground, can't get through with the ball, and they all pile in on top once again.
Geelong have been their own worst enemies once they'd won the ball past the centre line. We saw Paul Lynch just moments ago play on, tried to give the ball to Ronnie Burns, but they haven't respected the pressure that Essendon are applying on them, and they've tried to get away with things that they probably got away with last week in an easy game for them over Port Adelaide, but not today. And even that pinpoint pass from Tim McGrath wasn't really on because there were too many Essendon personnel around.
Danaher just towards the line. Give a push and shove from Lloyd on Hocking, and the boundary umpire will throw it in. So Geelong won 2 of the past 3 clashes between these sides at the MCG. And earlier this year in round 4, Geelong by 7 points. It was the day when James Hird went down not to play again, and Michael Long ended up on the injury list as well. So it's been a long season since then for the Bombers. Here's a chance to turn it around. Geelong pushing in for attack. Shoal down from the back pocket as he often does and kicks a goal for the 7th time for the year.
Well, despite Essendon's terrific play in this middle half, the second and third quarters, I still think that Geelong could be well in front on the scoreboard. And it has been their poor play up in that forward line where they've just haven't had any system and have been far too indirect and wanted to overpossess the footy that's caused some problems. But that was the way to go, wasn't it? Brad Scholl just bursting through, didn't look for a short pass, and he just went straight at the big sticks.
Cats have hit back like they've done so many times this year. So the Bombers getting down to the last minute or so of this third term. Sanderson caught by Caracella, forced it towards the boundary line. 54 plays, 52. Good player, 13 possessions of Blake Caracella. 1 goal to Somerville. Hocking, caught by Danaher, slung to the ground. Loose ball, Denham, 35 metres out. Bombers back in front. What a great tackle by Danaher. Strong tackle. There he is on screen, number 7. Last of the famous Danaher brothers. Hocking, here it is here. Tremendous tackle. Forced the ball forward, and Moorcroft once more doing very, very well. And Denham, the finisher.
So 6 lead changes in this quarter. Essendon now back in front. Kevin Sheedy down on the bench.
There he is. He's the senior coach, the football manager, operations manager, marketing manager, museum coordinator, and runs the creche on match days. He does everything at Essendon.
He watches on Danaher. The last throw of the dice going forward here for the Bombers. Fraser interferes from behind. Sheedy coaching his 397th game and looking for win number 249, so a bit of a record hopefully coming up very shortly for Kevin Sheedy.
John Howard wants him sacked. He'd solve the unemployment crisis.
So the Bombers lead by the 4 points, 58 to 54. Last push forward here by Geelong, you would suggest. Seconds remaining. Sanderson, Danaher in front, repels it out wide towards the boundary line. The ball be thrown in. Great southern stand here at the MCG, bathed in sunshine. The wind swirly and difficult. That has added to the intensity of the game in close. Mensch and Wallace. Drop down, Danaher front position, push, shove, it buys a little bit of ground. Lloyd, Graham can't get away. A 3/4 time siren and Kevin Sheedy wasting no time whatsoever.
And he might be going down towards the Bomber.
We have a hat trick of coaches going to their crowd, to their supporters. It just shows that even Kevin Sheedy will take the leaf out of some of the young gun coaches. Jeff Geeshan did it a fortnight ago. Greg Hutchinson did it yesterday at Optus Oval. And here Kevin Sheedy, one of the gurus of coaching, picking it up and running with it. Gary Ayres might need to take his boys to Werribee to try and get the support there, because I think it's very much a pro Essendon crowd here this afternoon.
Yes, Kevin Sheedy mastering the troops, giving them all a pat on the back. And Gary Ayres, well, he knows the guys are challenged. They're on top of the ladder. They've got everything to lose here. Essendon have got nothing to lose. They're just chasing 4 points, a bit of pride and a bit of rebound. So at 3/4 time, all is set for a great last quarter, with the Bombers leading by just 4 points. 9-4-58 to the Cats, 7-12-54.
Coming soon on Optus Vision's 4 dedicated sports channels.
It's a try!
Sports Australia Channel 12.
He'll get over for the first one. Yeah, great piece of play.
Oh, wonderful shot from Catherine Cox.
He's lost it. Oh, my goodness.
The winning putt going in there for Colin Montgomery, winning by 4.
And the man they pull the scut leads by 2 sets to love.
Could be a try. What a try.
Sports Australia 2, Channel 26.
Superb shot. Oh, great chip.
Well in. He goes to 102 and the second in this match.
Oh, look at this. Somebody's going to crash for sure.
Sports AFL Channel 13.
Oh, what a fly. That is one of the goals of the season.
ESPN Channel 11.
An outrageous goal.
Touchdown. You know it's going to be a free-for-all.
2 laps to go as Tracy goes into the lead.
All the action as it happens, only on Optus Vision's 4 dedicated sports channels.
They're set for a great last quarter. The Bombers by 4 points. First time they've been in front of a change today. They trailed by 21 points at quarter time, 1 point at half time, and the lead by 4 points going to this last term. King certainly got the word from the coach Gary Ayres at 3/4 time. He's looking for a big effort from his young ruckman. Hocking, a bit quiet in that third quarter. Had a terrific first half. Steinford over the top's been good all day. Danaher strong, trying to crash his way through his Wallace. Had a spectacular day, Dean Wallace. Well, we've got a ball up inside the centre square, and there's Buick. Let's hope he hasn't hurt himself. Doesn't look too good. He's gone down heavily in that collision in the centre square. So he's had 2 knee reconstructions.
I think he may well have hurt the knee again.
And we see Bruce Reid, the club doctor, just getting him to his feet. He's played quite well today too, Darren Buick. Coming out of defence mainly. So this is a bad start for the Bombers at the start of this final term. And there he is going down in pain, and you can see there that he's in a lot of trouble. So he's the second player to leave the arena. Grant Tanner left in the third term on a stretcher. Looks like he also badly injured a knee. He was on crutches at 3/4 time. And this is very sad for Darren Buick because he's had so much trouble, Jared, and as a physiotherapist, he's had 2 knee reconstructions.
Yes, he's in a lot of trouble. There's no doubt that you would think just from the video and the footage there is that he has done the reconstruction. But what amazes me, Kevin, is the way it was done. The mechanism. Once again, it was a player diving in, just eyes on the ball. The intent was clearly at the ball. Yes, it's happened with Grant Tanner. And it happened with Joel Smith. And it happened.
And while that's going on, Gary O'Donnell has called all the Essendon players into a huddle to the left-hand side of Buick. And then the Cats responded by doing a similar action. 2 groups some 30 metres apart. And unfortunately, Darren Buick being placed on the stretcher in between the 2 groups. Heading straight for the race.
Lucas has come on for the Bombers.
Well, that is a real tragedy for one of the most exciting players in the competition, who has fought back very bravely from his last knee reconstruction. And you see there the left knee just buckling under, and poor old Darren Buick, he knew exactly what had happened. And his face, as we saw earlier, was consigned to the fact that his career has been dramatically interrupted once again. Now, we don't know exactly the damage, but you would have to suggest that that will require a knee reconstruction.
And Gary Ayres has gone for a change. Stephen King has come off. John Barnes into the ruck, and Darren Milburn on for his first run.
You can see there a disconsolate Darren Buick. Seemed to know instantaneously, Jared, that damage had been done.
Well, generally the player will feel or hear a snap as the ligament detaches.
And Carl Steinford then coming in from the side has buckled his knee. So Scholl kicked a great goal in the third term. Rockets the ball to Ronnie Burns. That's been a great contest. Burns against Moorcroft. Gets it away to Riccardi, who pumps the ball high back towards centre half forward. Cockatoo Collins stands his ground. Well done.
Works now with O'Donnell. Captain of the side, pushes on out wide. Young Blake Carosella has space here. He's in Phil Manasseh territory. He's had a couple. He's inside 50. He settles from 45 out. He's missed it. An exciting young player. Without doubt, some material there to be worked with by the Essendon coaching staff.
Marty McKinnon made an absolutely blatant mistake there in not taking the player with him when he went for the spoil. He went to ground. He should have taken Blake Carosella down and out of the play with him.
Graham comes long towards Signfoot. It is taken again by Carosella. His left foot into centre foot. 3 Essendon, 1 Cat Riccardi. Riccardi works hard. Another Bomber comes in to join the fray. Another Cat. The Cats win out. They're away through Mansfield. Through the centre of the ground. Long to half forward. Milburn doing some holding there on Cransberg, and the ball will be thrown in some 40 metres around from the Geelong goal. Darren Milburn returned to the side this week, former Calder under-18 player. Geelong reserves all of last year, wearing number 39 for the Cats. Mensch, Wallace, Stoner eventually 2 hands out into the path. Wellman takes it hard against the line, just a little drop handball. He's throwing in. Wallace with cramp behind play. And perhaps he should, KB, after his efforts since halfway through the second quarter.
So Dean Wallace had Barry Stoneham taken from the field. Lynch, exciting talent. It's a high ball. So it's one for the high flyers. Somerville went up before acceptances, taken by Wellman, heads towards the boundary line. It was clever play. Sean Wellman came down in that third term and kicked a great goal out of defence. So the Bombers by 5 points. Hall took it well. Well roved. Cransberg taken to ground. It's a loose ball. O'Donnell with strength gets away from Lynch, then tries to feed it off. The Essendon tackling and harassing has been great since half-time. Mensch, was he held? No, says the umpire. Here's a chance. Scholl can bang through his second. The Miracle Man's done it again. 2 goals coming out of defence. Comes a long way down, backs his judgment. Obviously under instructions. He's kicked 8 goals for the season. He's the best goal-kicking back pocket player in the business.
And this was just brutal attack on the footy. There's Paul Lynch getting one out. Got some numbers there. Mensch wanted the footy, but through came the back pocket. They don't get up near the goals all that often. And when they do, by golly, are they tough to stop.
Well, he makes the most of his opportunities to Scholl. That's 8 goals, 1 for the season. So rarely misses. Somerville, right hand, down. Pryor aggressively into the bounce, gets the kick out. Colbert takes the mark at half-back. A quiet return for Lee Colbert after shoulder injury. Hocking, the forward handball to the run of McGrath. Oh, Barnes, Kilpatrick, McGrath a little bit cute, but eventually ends up with the right bloke. Sanderson running from the back, kicks long. Snell couldn't take the mark. Denham gives it on out. Cransberg, left foot, out wide. Jason Johnson, a little bit of room, can't get there. And Jason Johnson, one of the AFL trainees this year, works at the Essendon Football Club.
And he'll learn over a period of time never to trust the bounce of this AFL ball, because he could have grabbed that with one hand, but was looking for it to bounce up for him. And it rolled end on end and beat him over the boundary line.
And there's a fair pair working for the ball, Denham and Kilpatrick. 2 of the good ones in close in this competition this year. There's the bounce, Mensch. Denham again, just a quick little left foot. Here's Mansfield, waiting out on the left foot. Not a good kick. High, Barnes has to sit underneath it. Somerville decides just to spoil it on. Path of Danaher, away he goes, a little bit of trouble, now out. A funny, awkward-looking left foot kick into half forward. McGrath bodying in front, well done. Takes the free kick.
Well, McKinnon has come off, and Barry Stone has come back onto the ground. They went forward before, they were a man short as the change took place.
Pretty lucky, actually. The kick from Mickey Mansfield went straight up and under. It could have been dangerous.
On the burst, Riccardi to Ronnie Burns. Ball's coming back. In fact, it's being paid down the field to Burns. 14 possessions. He's kicked the goal. And a good duel with young Moorcroft. Beckons Wants a player to come towards him. He finds Lynch. Good 2 kicks from goal. Snell has come off the interchange bench. Can he reproduce his form of last week with 5 goals in the last term? Barry Stoneham with some strength to Scholl. Back to Stoneham, the skipper. Just his 3rd touch for the game. Kicks to the front of the square. Heffernan, youngster playing his first game. Cockatoo Collins. Can he trap it? Bundled over the line by Sanderson.
Well, Barry Stoneham kicked the ball to the top of the square, but both of his forwards were leading into the pocket, so I'm not sure there was a great deal of understanding there between the gentleman playing at full forward, but clearly that top of the square position was the bread and butter job.
So Fletcher and Mensch. Lynch to Hocking. Can't find Kilpatrick. Bundled off the ball by Denham. He wins it. He breaks away some 20 metres. Kicks long over the top of the contest, looking for a runner. Carousel is his best bet. Colbert forces it over the line. So Essendon under siege right throughout the year. Chris Heffernan playing his first game today is the 39th player used by Essendon this year. In the absence of players of the calibre of Harvey, Mercury, Hardwick, Alessio, Calthorpe, Bird, Long. The list goes on. The Cats under real pressure here this afternoon from this young Bombers side. Hocking, left foot, perfect to Lynch. 70 metres out, inside to Hall. Wellman spoils well, it's towards the line. Wellman does do well, gathers it. Hall's first one up, reclaims the ball. Staying too close on the line. Left footers rarely go right. Another example.
It's just, once again, the reliance upon that short kick. A couple of pinpoint passes there, and a reluctance just to drive the ball long. Under pressure, it's a very good ally.
Fletcher. He's booted 3 goals, all coming in the second term. Just saw Bruce Reid, the club doctor, down the boundary line for the Bombers. He's just come back from the rooms after Darren Burek, and there he is, probably just giving a report to Sheeds. Darren Burek being stretchered off with what appeared to be...
He'd be the most worked man in football.
Another nasty knee injury. Lynch to the half-forward line. Danaher blocked it. Heffernan, make that Stevenson. It's all tied up. We've got a ball up 40 metres out from the Cats' goal.
Been one of those years for Essendon. Nothing has gone wrong right for them as far as injuries right from the word go. And, well, they've lost another key man again today.
It's a 1-point ball game. 59 plays 60. The Cats in front. Kevin Sheedy at 3/4 time took his players across into the forward pocket down the punt road end in front of the cheering throng, and there's Sheeds on screen. Gary Ayres just elected to take his 3/4 speech in the normal position on centre wing. So Sheedy looking for something extra. A high ball. Cransberg in front. Pulled off the ball was Danaher. Snell, quick snap. He's done it again. He's a last quarter specialist. 5 goals last week in the last term, and he's kicked one early in this last quarter. So the youngster from Upwey, making his mark in football, Jerry.
He likes those last turns, and it was, in fact, he came onto the ground late in the game, late in the 3rd quarter, and he's made a mark. If he gets another 4, he'll be the king of Geelong.
So Geelong eventually get their 9th goal. 12 behinds has really hampered their scoreline without any doubt at all. Now they match the Bombers on 9 goals, but they lead by the 7 points. Here they come again, Lynch. Spins around, there's Scholl again. Move to the forward line, I would suggest sometime during the 3rd quarter there, and has bobbed up. He's already kicked 2, and that's his best performance so far this year. He only kicked singles up until today. So there's 1 in the 3rd and 1 already in this last. And the only multiple goal scorer for Geelong this afternoon. He's going to kick from 40, very deliberately. Right to the line. Is it alive? No, it's not. The goal umpire claims it, the one behind. So Geelong continue on with some degree of inaccuracy. 9-13-67, Essendon 9-5-59. Medical staff of Essendon working overtime right throughout the year, and it continues on today. McGrath this way, that way, turns back inboard, finds Steinfoot. He's within range. Forward handball to Lynch. Onto the foot, just squeezed a little bit by the Essendon defence coming to him. Great mark, Stoneham.
Yeah, they're going to quickly match up on Snell and Steinford and a number of other players going to the top of the square.
To Kilpatrick, no, it's across the front. An adventurous kick there from Barry Stoneham.
It's almost the AFL version of the alley-oop. I'm going to take it in the middle of the green, into the air, and kick it in flight.
So here's their next chance, the Cats. Men should try and get over the back. No, he tries to do it himself. Doesn't make it there. Stoneham, another mark. Play on. Out of bounds. Umpire Chris Mitchell clearly indicating play on. Touched off the boot. Then Stoneham running over the line out of bounds. But they have it now 10 metres closer. Right on the behind post. Fletcher pushes on out. Moorcroft gives to Lucas on the left foot. There's a heap of space up forward for Essendon if they win this ball. They can't. Sanderson, a stout defender for the Cats. Back on out wide to half forward. Snell, Stevenson, good tackling. Loose ball, Burns, the little toe poke out in front of himself. Moorcroft confronts him. Lynch, O'Donnell, Riccardi, they're all in there. That one's wrapped up. That will be another bounce. Umpire Andrew Malcolm to do the honours.
53,901 fans in full voice in this final term at the MCG. 59 plays, 67. The Cats in front. It's been a great contest. Unfortunately, been marred by two players leaving the ground on stretchers with knee injuries. Grant Tanner and Darren Buick. Snell's caught, all tied up. It's a ball up some 55 metres out from goal. Just over 16 minutes of action gone. Lucas on the ground for Buick. Happened just at the start of the final terms. Scholl, Pryor in his back over the top. Again, they'll ball it up. He's kicked 2 goals, Brad Scholl. One in the third quarter and one in this last term. Fletcher's booted 3 goals for the Bombers. Lucas out the back, Pryor. So the Bombers come away. It's a high ball. Wellman, he's got Hall the beat. That's difficult. He's strong overhead. Does well at ground level. Steinford pops Fraser high. And the Bombers will take the free kick.
So fending off there is Steinford. Mark Fraser wanting the ball. Essendon need to get it moving quickly. 8 points is the difference. 17-minute mark of the last quarter. O'Donnell, he'll know the urgency. Goes long. This is a good kick. 1-out contest. Wallace in front. Does he take the mark? No, says umpire Sheen. Play on. Johnson forward handball. Caracella right foot. Goal. Essendon are still right in it. 2 goals to Blake Caracella. And the baby Bondlands mark 3, 4 or 5, whichever one you want, is really showing some class here today.
They've hung in all day as Essendon, and they appear like they're going to do that right to the wire. Bit stiff there, Wallace. Didn't quite mark the footy, but almost came up with it, but he created a contest. And Blake Caracella bops through his second goal.
Very impressive young player. Caracella, 16 possessions, 4 marks. He's kicked a couple of goals. So the Bombers within 2 points. Pryor out of the centre square. Here come the Bombers once more. Pumps it down. Cockatoo Collins is in front. He's got it in front of Sanderson. Wallace says kick it long. The strong man's been moved to the full forward post. Had a good game today, Dean Wallace. Good in defence.
Shea Cockatoo Collins looking for the short. He's going back for the Michael Simons type run-up.
So Cockatoo Collins will be kicking from 55 metres. take a mighty kick. We've seen few goals kicked outside of 50 today. Take 2.
Still looking for the option. Wouldn't even be surprised to see him try and do his classic balk around the man on the mark. He's pretty confident that he can't make the distance.
So Cockatoo Collins kicks to the front of the square. Somerville from behind on the second grab. Not played, man in front, Mansfield.
Oh, it's ever so close, wasn't it?
Just nearly leaned over.
Tantalising in face.
15 possessions and 2 marks to Mansfield. And a good defender. Pumps the ball long. It's a well-weighted kick and he finds McGrath. Shielded his eyes from the sun, I'd pay that.
That is a great mark in those conditions. You can see by virtue of the shadows that he would have been looking straight into the sun there.
Gives the ball off to Milburn. Spent most of the day on the interchange bench. The youngster goes short, finds Ronnie Burns. Wants to go over the top, takes him on. Ronnie fires off the ball to Kilpatrick. Long raking hand pass, finds Lynch. Bang, crash, great tackle by Moorcroft. Loose ball, O'Donnell pumps it back to the centre wing. Running with a flight is Milburn. 2 against 1. They're closing quickly. Good play by Johnson, nearly forced the turnover. Mansfield gets away from Danaher. Centre wing. Belts the ball back inside 50. Hall sets himself. Strong overhead, couldn't take it. Denham on hands and knees, all tied up by Steinford. And we've got a ball up. 65 plays 67.
And the Bombers are desperate. 3 of them flying for the ball there.
Ronnie Burns just got himself into some trouble today by not kicking when he's been on his left foot. He's trying to drag an extra man, feigning the handball, but sometimes you've just got to keep it simple.
Geelong by 2. Within 30 metres of their goal. Essendon defending prior to Fletcher. Outside the 50 now. Lucas from behind. Can't gather it in. Carosella. Push in the back. Umpire Mitchell's awarded the free kick to Denham. The tough working midfielder for the Bombers. Former Cat. Kicks towards the wing. Not a good one. Finds Graham. Ben Graham chose he could probably put it back twice as far as Sean Denham just put it up this way.
You won't believe this, but Darren Buick has just sprinted around the boundary line.
The game's had everything, KB.
Well, he's gone off. We thought he was dead and buried, and he's back. He's had a drink of Lewis water.
Denham, Fraser, Danaher, Kransberg eventually to the boundary line. Graham bundled over illegally there from Matthew Lloyd. Right next to Darren Buick there.
Well, Dr. Bruce Reid, take a bow. You are a miracle worker.
She said it's the best recovery from a reconstruction in the history of AFL football.
What is that fantastic news?
Maybe he's got a loose joint after having it damaged before, but it didn't look good, but she looks good now.
Well, that was just one of the great sights of AFL football, to see Buick sprinting around the boundary line after being carried off in a great deal of pain. Here's Danaher, centre wing.
Well, it happened to Lazarus some 2,000 years ago.
He came back from the dead. Kicks to the half-forward line. Lloyd was the high flyer. Carosella ground level. Lloyd fires it off to Johnson, the youngster. Kicks to the goal square. Wallace in front. Chance for O'Donnell. The skipper, can he kick it off the ground? Good play, Riccardi. Forces it through. A 1-point ball game.
Oh, the heart was willing, Gary O'Donnell, but the legs just couldn't pump any quicker.
Well, I reckon when Buick comes back onto the ground, an almighty roar will go up here at the MCG. You bring me back on just for that inspiration. Gary Ayres. Geelong on top. The Bombers are 15th. The Cats lead by a point. Graham goes short. Finds Sanderson. So possession footy goes wide to Riccardi. Between the back pocket and half-back flank. So the loose player wide is Barnes. They set it up well. They've kept possession. Bombers players are running hard to pick up. Snell takes it in front of Stevenson, centre wing. 23 minutes of action gone in this final term. Hall, still 2 kicks from goal.
And they continue to rely on the short chip kick here, the Cats, but every time they kick the ball, it's allowing Essendon to pinch it back off them.
Stoneham's the target, he's out in front, couldn't take it, and chipping in is Danaher. He wants 50, he won't get it.
And away he goes. The umpire won't give it him, he'll take it himself. Away he goes towards centre half forward, drops short, Man in the front, Heffernan.
One of Essendon's kicks to 4 of the Cats.
The debutant goes long to the square. Wallace will push and shove. It's a loose ball now. Cockatoo Collins dives. Can't quite get there. As the ball rolls into the pickets.
Here's Darren Buick warming up on the boundary line.
Walking,
zigzagging.
There he is. Here's the throw-in. Essendon with the chance. Geelong defence go to the line again.
That's good enough for me, is Fed.
Get him on.
They want him here and now. This is a Darren Buick play. Somerville to flip it over the back. There it goes. Here's the loose player. It's Carousel. It's not Buick. Carousel, is he up to Buick? Yes, he is. Well done, boy. 3 goals.
And 2 in this final term. Player of the future, no doubt about that, Blake Caracella. 18 possessions, Jared. 4 marks and 3 goals.
Well, we marked him down at the start of the game, KP, when you gave him a huge rap, and we have seen him a number of times this season playing particularly good footy for the Bombers. Look at those skinny arms. In a couple of months, you'll see him re-emerge, and he'll be built like Conan the Barbarian. Somebody that was nicknamed, that nickname applied to that man on screen. In Gary Ayres, give him an upper body built like Gary Ayres or Gary Ablett, and you watch him do some damage.
Yes, he'll be given a goal pass to Arnold Schwarzenegger's gym. No doubt about that for Blake Caracella. The Cats not done with yet.
Free kick.
Will come back. Bombers by 5 points. Been a seesawing game. It's been a great contest. Barnes, smack bang in the centre of the MCG. Pumps the ball into the half-forward line. Looking for Buddha. He's got it. Danaher's shadow all day. Taken away by Lucas, who pumps the ball long. Cockatoo Collins will have to go. He's got 3 to beat. McGrath make it 4. Bang. Crashes into Johnson. Does well. Graham gets it back to Mansfield. Taken to the ground. Takes the free.
So Lloyd giving the free kick away. But you wouldn't question the endeavour if you're the coach of the Bombers here now. The Cats under the pump. 26-minute mark of the last quarter. Great Mark Wellman. 7 points separated the 2 sides in round 4. We now have it at 5 points. This time, though, it's the Bombers who are in front, and Moorcroft buys a free kick down the ground. Ransburg happy to watch the seconds tick away. No, absolutely wrong. Burns, he's going to go for the lead. Goes long. Misses. You can't try and save games, Jared. You've got to keep going. Ransburg's little poppy kick there.
Wasted opportunity by Ronnie.
Yes, that was the time for Ronnie to go on one of his driving, searching runs. I think Peter Kransberg was telling him to kick it.
There it is, 20 metres out. Barnes tries it. Here's Burns again. Can't gather it. Moorcroft's there with him. Fletcher concedes it behind. Yes. 4 points the difference. 72 plays 68. Dustin Fletcher, 3 goals in the second quarter. Scotty Lucas, the leading marker for the Essendon side. Left foot out towards half-back. Heffernan. Oh, looks in control.
Under 2 minutes left. Youngster playing his first game. Essendon and Geelong, they've had some great contests over the years. This is another ripper as Heffernan kicks the ball long, trying to get distance. Sanderson from behind. Buddha Hocking goes to ground. Desperate. Youngster, that was Johnson. Tremendous play by the youngster. Just playing his second game.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Hard at the ball.
72 plays 68. The Bombers in front. They trail by 21 points at quarter time. 1 point at half time and led by 4 points at 3/4 time. They're into attack. Wallace playing in front. What a mark for Caracella! Well, this kid has been sensational. He's booted 3 great goals. 2 of them in this last term.
That is unbelievable.
And with 1 minute left, he can seal it for the Bombers with a spectacular mark. Well, we talked about him a lot today, Jared, but that just personifies what we've been saying.
Yes, that no doubt puts the stamp of class on him. Sometimes at this very venue we just talk in glowing terms about brilliant catches in Test cricket, but the cricketers never have anybody running at them. And under that circumstance, Blake Carousel didn't know whether, in fact, his own man, Dean Wallace, was going to come through and put him into next week. Or, in fact, it could have been Tim McGrath, but he kept his eyes on the football, threw out the hands and took one of the best marks we've seen this year.
Well, he'll be kicking from right on 50. Just playing his 14th game of AFL football. Carousella is off target. But the time clock has ticked away. And the Bombers are going to pull off a big upset.
Carousella made his debut earlier this year at Anzac Day at this ground. And he has stamped class on this performance. Graham Long, this is their last throw of the day for the Cats. Essendon are up to it. Fraser with Cockatoo Collins. They've forced the ball back. The Bombers have won it. 5 points. The Bombers ahead of the Cats.
Buick is sprinting onto the ground. Who would have thought that when he went off at the start of this last quarter? And his teammates come across. I think they're just glad to see him. Kevin Sheedy has done it again.
Well, you went through all the things that Kevin Sheedy was. Perhaps he's a surgeon.
Yes, he's the senior coach, the football manager, the operations manager, marketing manager, museum coordinator, and he runs the creche also on match day.
Well, I tell you what, all of those people will be absolutely thrilled tonight. He is also the coach, and he's done a great job with the side today, getting them up against the side that's on top of the ladder. And look at them celebrating the Bombers in the middle of the ground. And to think at quarter time they hadn't kicked a goal and they were 21 points down. They've turned it around with a 5-goal second term. And they'll celebrate long and celebrate hard tonight, the Bombers, because they have pulled off a memorable victory here. And rest assured that Kevin Sheedy will be sending them over to the throng of adoring fans in the Great Southern Stand. If it was good enough at three-quarter time to send them over, it'll be good enough after the match, after they've just pulled off the most remarkable victory.
And for Geelong, it's a tough loss to take. Off they go. Could in actual fact lose top spot here tonight. St Kilda winning earlier in the day. Adelaide playing Port Adelaide.
It was a typical Essendon Geelong game. They've had so many close games over the years. I think we can even remember that big match when Gary Ablett kicked 14. I think the Big Fish kicked 10. And earlier this year, the Bombers won by 7 points. Been great competitors, Essendon Geelong.
Incredibly, quoted that Heffernan was the 39th player for Essendon. Out of a list of 42, that is not a bad effort by the Essendon Football Club under the leadership of Kevin Sheedy. But they are victorious here today in round 19. It's